to stay and it is a good asset to hold on to, or are you still a little bit unsure these days?
So now that we're seeing that so many problems are happening in the formal world's economy, do you think crypto will be back?
When you're saving those fake dollars, this will still be here.
Yeah.
Or those fake ETFs or those fake stocks. Don't save money. Don't save government money because they're corrupt as hell, as you know.
Yeah.
Save God's money. So what I do is I'll borrow, let's say, $20 million. The cash flow buys this. But I made this much this month. Loser. Your job is to take this, convert to this, or convert to this.
You're very pro Bitcoin. I mean, you kind of put Bitcoin in the same, and you know, when you looked at what happened, like for example, FTX, and you look at the manipulation that has happened in crypto, you know, the pump and dumps and everything else like that. Do you feel that crypto is here to stay and it is a good asset to hold on to, or are you still a little bit unsure these days?
Well, please be careful when you use the term asset, you know. The thing with Bitcoin is this, it's like anything. It's not when you sell, it's when you buy it. You know, my rich dad, your profit is made when you buy, not when you sell. I don't sell any of my properties. I sell nothing because I don't have capital gains tax.
Right.
So with Bitcoin, it went up to 20,000 and I watched it drop down to, I think, 1,000, let's say. At that point, it became a technical trade. There's fundamental investing and technical trading. When I saw that thing start climbing back up, I said, I watched it at 6. And I said, I think 6 is the number. So I backed up the truck on 6,000. So today, I think Bitcoin is what, 20,000?
Yeah, Bitcoin's at 23,000 now, but it got as high as 60,000 at one point.
Yeah, but I don't buy at 60.
Right.
So anyway, I bought it at 6, and I bought a whole pile of it. Same as I buy gold all the time. I don't save dollars. I save gold, silver, Bitcoin, Ethereum. And I don't just say I like the stuff, but it seems to hold its value. And, you know, Buffett called Bitcoin rat droppings or something like that. You know, I'm going, well, he's a stock guy. Grant Cardone buys apartment houses. You don't have to buy apartment houses. You can buy a bond, and bonds are going down right now. Do you know what I mean? You just got to be smarter. I don't have bonds, by the way. But anyway, there's so many things you can buy, but the biggest question is, how smart are you with your money?
So now that we're seeing that so many problems are happening in the formal world's economy, do you think crypto will be back? Because I've read one of your articles where you mentioned that if the world crashes again, if you have another economic crisis, the price of Bitcoin would go to $1 million. So do you see that happening anytime soon?
It could. Yeah, I own Bitcoin. I don't have that many. I only have 60.
Okay. How many Bitcoins do you own, if you can share?
Huh?
How many Bitcoins do you own?
I just told you 60.
60 Bitcoins.
Yeah, not many.
That's a lot, but okay.
But I bought, I'm not very good technology-wise, but I do take investment courses.
Okay.
So I was watching Bitcoin do this.
Right.
So it went up, down, up, down, up. This is 2009, right?
Right.
It hit 20,000.
So you've been monitoring since 2009, Bitcoin?
Yeah.
Okay.
That's what investors do.
Yeah, yeah.
We're not stupid people like cool school teachers. It hit 20,000, crashed to 1.
Yeah.
I said, and I waited, and then it hit 6. So I bought 60 for 6,000.
Okay.
So it's about 1.5 now, not much.
How did you know at that point of time, when that crash happened to 6,000, that you need to buy more? Like, what made you so confident that Bitcoin will go up again?
Because I take investment courses.
Okay.
It's called fundamental investing and technical trading.
Okay.
Technical, most investors are technical. They watch the market go up and down, up and down, up and down.
Right.
So they use options, they use shorts, all this other. Warren Buffett is not technical. Warren Buffett is fundamental.
Correct.
George Soros is technical. So you got to know what kind of investor you are. It's all financial education. So I just take all these courses. I watched it. It hit 60, took it out.
Okay.
And
when it hit $60,000, you took it out?
And I just bought 60.
Okay.
You don't have to be greedy. You know?
Right. Right. But did you cash out when the boom happened?
I never sold.
You never sold?
I never sell.
Got it.
I only buy.
So you're still bullish on it going above than what it is currently.
Well, I'm kind of worried, but I was given this my very precious gift here. A young woman, from here,
Okay.
gave me this gift here. I just love this. It's Rich Dad Poor Dad with Bitcoin on it.
Wow. Nice.
The reason this is important is a very simple reason. Is this is fake. Everybody who works for dollars, yen, pesos, rupee, this is fake. Stupid people work for this stuff. Okay.
And that's what we get, but then don't keep it like that. Put it somewhere else.
Well, it's fake.
Yeah.
So when she gave me this, I was happy because I like Bitcoin because Bitcoin is blockchain.
Right.
It holds its integrity, it holds its shape. So I was very honored to take this. The problem with Bitcoin, this is my warning to all the crypto guys, you messing with the federal government.
That's what I was going to get to, like how it will be.
Yeah, so America just this year already said they're going to come out with a CBDC, with central bank digital currency. You guys know more about tech than I ever will.
Even India has come up with
Yeah.
something of that sort.
The moment they go to CBDC, this, I'm not saying, may drop. See, because they're going to put this thing out of business. So you got to be very, I'm not saying it's going to happen, but I still stay with, God, this thing is really a pain.
But it would still depend on adoption, right?
This is God's money.
Okay.
Bitcoin's people's money.
Okay.
This is fake money.
Okay.
And you guys all been taught to work for this garbage.
Yeah.
This is toilet paper. Wipe my ass. There's three kinds of money today that you guys got to be aware of. One is God's money, and God's money is gold and silver. So this is silver, and this is gold. The reason I brought it is most people don't know what it looks like. And then there's government money, which is fiat currency, which is the dollar, the yen, the peso, the euro, the yuan. Fake. And everybody's working hard for it. It's like eating fake food or drinking fake water. That's why people are getting sick financially, because they're working for fake money. Okay. And then there's fake assets, which was another part of the fake millennial, the fake generation series. But the reason I brought this here is most people haven't seen it. This here is real silver, plata. Okay. That's what it looks like. And so in 1972, and this here is gold. This is God's money. This is what God's money looks like. The reason I call it God's money is you can't fake it. You know, you can fake it with a fake ETF, like a gold ETF or a silver, which I don't touch because it smells as bad as the guys that printed that crap. You know what I mean? Jesus. But this is real money. So you look at this here. When I first started buying that, that was $1.40. Today, that's $16. And this here is oro, gold. And the reason we brought it in is most people haven't seen or touched. This is real. This is God's money. Why did I say it's God's money? Because he was here when the earth was created. And it'll be here when we're all dead and gone. When you're saving those fake dollars, this will still be here. Or those fake ETFs or those fake stocks. So this here is called a green box. There's 500 of these little tubes like this.
Wow.
500 coins in here. And this is one, which is worth more.
Which one's worth more? The gold.
Yeah, this is worth more than all that. Now, the reason I say this is because for your generation, this could be the biggest opportunity you'll ever see. I'm not making any commissions on this stuff.
Yeah, of course.
But if you look at what happened with the fake central bank, see, the purpose of the central bank or the Fed or all, you know, the Japanese, the Bank of Japan, or the European Central Bank, they pump out fake money. The purpose of central banks like the Fed is to protect the banks, not you. They're a criminal operation as far as I'm concerned. You're going to find that most of my talks is about the Fed. So I would recommend you guys buy this stuff. Don't save money Don't save government money, because they're corrupt as hell, as you know.
Yeah.
Save God's money. So what I do is I'll borrow, let's say, $20 million. The cash flow buys this.
Right. So you're using government printed money for your own assets,
To buy this.
and then the income from the assets you convert into gold.
Yes. This is God's money. God put it here. God put this, I'm not religious, but okay. And this here was put by God. This here is to be flushed down the toilet. And that's what they're doing with it. But I made this much this month. Loser. Your job is to take this, convert to this, or convert to this. Not to brag, but I own tons of this.
How much? How
I own the mines.
You own the mines.
I'm a capitalist.
Right.
I bought the biggest gold mine in America last July. It's in Utah.
So you're literally mining your own gold.
Amen.
Amen.
I found religion. I'm gonna put an altar there, and
You found religion. What gold is your
I'll
religion?
put every religion in there. You can be Buddhist, Shinto, Catholic, Protestant, Muslim. I don't care. Just worship at the altar of gold. No, but you want to get back to this. For thousands of years, I bought my first gold mine in Peru, and I didn't know what I was doing. I was a kid. And I looked up I saw all of these holes in the ground in the Andes, whatever they are. And that was the Inca before Pizarro digging for a gold vein. And I said, how in the world did these Incas, I think that's what they were called, and they're native Peruvian Indians, why were they looking for this? And then I was in China. I was in actually Mongolia. All across Mongolia were little holes in the ground. They were looking for this. So this is pre-radio, pre-cell phones. How did the Inca search for this? Then the Spaniards came and took it all away from, of course, those bastards. You know what I mean? And in Mongolia, there was a place called the Checkerboard. Little holes in the ground. And these Mongolians, with Genghis Khan was around, they were digging for this stuff. So there's something, in my opinion, I'm not religious, but God attracts us to this. And so I was in Fiji for rugby again, and I met this American guru. He was a Hindu. He had gold all over him. So I said, what's this white guy dressed as a Hindu with gold dripping all over him? So I had to ask him a question. I said, why do you have so much of this? He says, because gold is God's attractor. Gold is God's money. He says, the more of this you have, the more wealth it attracts to you. So when they tell you not to save this stuff, you cut your wealth off. This is your connection. I'm going to get my ass for this one, but I'm saying this is your connection between God and wealth. So if I want $1,000 of income, I buy a couple of these, one of these, More gold attracts wealth. That's the that was I don't know if it's Hindu, but this American Hindu, he could have been a fake for all I know. He looked good. He had gold all over him. He says, this attracts wealth.
Right.
So I believed him. But I already had that belief anyway. So that's what we're here to talk about today and we're old enough, the three of us, to understand that this here is real and this here is fake. But the most people would rather have this. This is the problem.
Robert, I saw one of those YouTube videos where the guy's on the boardwalk in Santa Monica. It's kind of like jaywalking, what's the name of the moon? The moon. Yeah. But he's walking around with a chocolate bar and a silver coin. And he says to the people, he said, "What would you rather have, this chocolate bar or I think it was a silver bar?"
A silver bar. It was Mark Dice.
Yeah, and the people go, "No, I'll take that chocolate bar." So you get, a $2 chocolate bar, or
It was a 10-ounce silver bar.
Yeah,
It was
10-ounce silver bar, $300 worth of silver.
And they'd rather have the chocolate bar
They
than the silver
know
bar.
no better. It's jaywalking America.
Yeah. And I'll say this again. It's the most important lesson. Poor people don't know the difference between real money and fake money. And that is what it comes down to. So it was in 71, this used to be a silver certificate. Now it's a Federal Reserve IOU. It used to be backed by gold up to, this was 64, excuse me, it was silver. And then in 71, Nixon took the gold out of it. Johnson took this out of the silver certificate.
Yeah, I remember I was telling you that story the other night. I remember in 1964, where we're sitting around the TV, Johnson came on and said, "Silver has become too valuable to be used as money." And just as I'm sitting here, my dad said, "That son of a bitch. They're going to take the silver out and they're going to leave us this garbage coins."
Yeah.
And he didn't really understand it, but he got it. And from that point on, he saved silver coins.
Yeah.
Where he had about $8,000 worth by the time he cashed them in 1980.
Yeah. And I was in South Carolina where I have a home. And this guy said that his father ran the theater. And his father said they're just yanking out all the silver coins. The lesson again is poor people don't know the difference between real money and fake money. And that's why in Rich Dad Poor Dad I said the rich don't work for money because it's fake.
Vâng ạ, đó là một cái video về một cái hành trình